up, baby?
Yo, what's going on, man? We are back with the fourth episode of the All Over Podcast. It is your favorite too, your boy Storm and Zion.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
how you doing today, bro? Feeling all right?
Uh, I'm feeling. I got some good news last night. I don't know if
Okay.
everybody knows, so I ain't even gonna say it. But some personal things happened last night that I'm feeling good about. So, How about you? How you feeling?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. It's been a lot going on lately, but I'm doing all right, man.
Tell me about
I'm
it.
living. So that's all that really matters.
Yes, sir. We in the land of the living.
All right, man. So no long introductions. How about we get right into it?
Let's do it.
All right.
What we
So
at today?
the first topic that we will be talking about, I really wanted to talk about this because with me being a musical artist, I feel like this is very important to me. But I wanted to talk about decline in rap music. I feel like as the years go on, I feel like back in 2018, I want to say 2018, rap was really, really taking a leap. I feel like numbers were high. I feel like music was really, really good. And I'm not saying music isn't good anymore, but um just like J. Cole said in the song that he had with Benny, he was like, I'm trying to revive a sport that's dying. I feel like rap music is really, just taking a decline, and I really just wanted to, touch on that. So what do you think about that?
I feel like the era we live in the era where like sex sells, and you got like, okay, so two of my favorite artists across the board are Meg Thee Stallion and Lotto.
Mhm.
I've heard these people rap like before they were famous, when they were just rapping like that real hard street rapper.
Facts.
Not even nothing like too like hard, too crazy, nothing like that. They was just like really spitting, and you could see the lyricism in them both. But then they got famous, and they kind of like, now all they talk about is how
Yeah,
good their
yeah.
coochie is, and da 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 da. It's like
It changed, man.
that's what sells. So
industry.
yeah, people are adapting to what is gonna sell instead of being true to themselves. And then you got people like Future, prime example. Future always rap about how much drugs he do and how much he's drink lean and whatnot. I was just watching an interview with Nicki Minaj last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. She was saying she had a conversation with Future, and Future told her straight up, like, I'm actually a lightweight. I don't even be doing all that stuff I do on my songs. It's like people are just doing things just to make money and sell records, and you misguiding a whole generation. People, they living a whole life based on, I want to be my favorite artist, so I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and your
in
favorite
reality,
artist not
ain't
even doing that.
That's a fact, man. And I really feel like I said in one of my songs, I said, what did I say? I said, just look at all the history. These rappers, like, they talk about shooting, killing, and drugs, but never take responsibility. And then I said, they follow after y'all, so it's almost like they mimicking, and you doing all this stuff, and then you go and claim victory. So I feel like that definitely it plays a big part, because if you can't practice what you preach, man.
Yeah,
practice what you preach. I think that that's one of the main things in rap music that people need to display. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say that I haven't said some things in my songs that I don't really do for real, like, because Lord knows that I did, but Lord knows that I've said some things in my songs that I haven't did, just to sound swaggy and things like that. And I feel like that's something that all artists in general need to work on. But as far as people not really listening to rap anymore, I feel like J. Cole said, the sport is dying, man. People lie so much, and they do all of this stuff, and then we got kids like actually out here shooting guns and pouring lean and popping pills, and then they dying because of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, I think that a lot of, like, I'll say today's rappers, and even I'll say across the board rappers, through all time periods, they kind of use rap as an entryway. I feel like
yeah,
it's fairly easy to get into music, especially now out of all time, because all you need is a laptop or a smartphone and some headphones and a microphone, and boom, you can rap. You could get on SoundCloud, whatever.
yeah.
So I think a lot of people just want to get out of bad situations, and they like, I'll be straight up. If I wanted to be a rapper, I'm gonna talk about how many people I don't kill, how many drugs I don't sold, because I know that's what's gonna sell. That's gonna give me some money, and if I blow up, then I can be like venturing into other things. Like,
Yeah.
I think like okay, so for our generation, like I within the last 10 years, I found out that Will Smith, Queen Latifah, and Ice Cube were all rappers before they were actors.
Yeah,
I did not know that coming up. I was like, I knew Ice Cube as an actor, Will Smith actor, and Queen Latifah an actor. So it's like people use rap as an entryway, but you just got to be mindful of like just because you're trying to use this as a segue to get somewhere else, don't misguide people, down the wrong
yeah,
path
through your
just so
messages,
that you can, be
game
up.
like get monetary gain from it. It's really I think really what it all boils down to is if you're gonna be true to yourself. Now, me personally, even with me talking about stuff like that in my songs, there's majority of my songs I do have positive messages. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't usually, and as a matter of fact, in my songs, I don't really even I want to take back what I said. I don't really talk about like killing people and stuff like that. If I say I'm gonna kill somebody, I mean like lyrically, like with my lyrics. That's basically what I
Uh-huh.
mean. But I feel like nowadays people just I'm not gonna say well yeah matter of fact I will say this I just want to say I feel like people do have an issue when it comes to being true to themselves. I don't feel like people are true to themselves anymore. I don't feel like people make music to make music anymore. I feel like people make music just to gain money from it, and that's not really what my main focus is. With blowing up with my music, I want to change the lives of millions. I feel like people are just in it for the money now, which is not only with music. That's with a lot of things, but it's just sad to to see that because people don't even love doing what they do anymore. I've heard a lot of artists growing up, rappers
Hmm.
growing up say, "Oh, man, to be honest with y'all, I don't even like to rap. I'm just trying to make my bread and just stuff like that." And it's just
Then
like,
I think Tyler
man,
Tyler the creator said that he was like, man, I don't even want to rap. They was like, why are you doing it? He was like, it's fun, low key.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I do music because one, I love it. You know what I'm saying? The craft is amazing. It's a way to express myself, and it's also a coping mechanism. And I do it because it's just something that's always stuck with me ever since I was young.
Yeah.
But now people, like I said, they just do it to gain money from it, and I think that's one of the biggest problems now because when you get in a car and you listen to the radio nowadays, they just repetitively like play the same songs over and over and
Oh
over,
my gosh.
and it's just like mainstream this, mainstream that, mainstream this. Like all of the underground music should be getting a lot more praise because that I've always felt that way though. I feel like mainstream music, a lot of it shouldn't really do it. There now, don't get me wrong, there's some good mainstream songs. I'm not gonna take away from that, but the praise that some of the mainstream songs be getting is just wild, man. Like all you hear in the media nowadays is Kanye this and Drake that and Megan Thee Stallion this and this and that and this and that when a lot of these talented artists are getting overlooked by just mainstream. And I just feel like that's really terrible, man. And I feel like in order to make a comeback, um they really need to start taking those underground artists into consideration, because one, like myself, I really do have a message. It's just that the support here in Buffalo kind of sucks because everybody is envious, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like um I don't know, man. It just sucks to see that the next person doesn't really want to see you do good because they're jealous of what you got going on. And I've also noticed that in the music industry, not even just the music industry, but like I said, the support system in Buffalo is it's not good.
Now, you know what I noticed, like going off what you said,
Mhm.
like you think about like the late 90s, early 2000s, where rap was really focused on the East and the West Coast, and like
Yep,
everybody was trying to be the king in New York. Everybody
yep.
wanted to be the king of LA. And then Atlanta came along. And you don't hear nobody talking
Man,
about I'm the king of it. They all work together.
that's a fact.
They'll
That is
all
a
just be
fact.
hanging out, be like, yo, bro, let's make a song. Like Migos ain't trying to beef with what Gucci or nothing. Like,
Right. Or baby or anything like
yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I don't know, man. It's just like everybody wants to have a spotlight. Everybody wants to have a spotlight nowadays, and I'm not saying people haven't worked to get where they have because shout out to all of the people that successfully made it with music. They do, you know what I'm saying? They have worked to get where they
Right,
are
right, right.
nowadays, but it's just like trying to Okay, competition is a good thing in rap music. I like competition. I've always loved competition, but when people are just like, oh, I want to be the best, it's not like I said. If you're being confident in your music, there's a big difference between confidence and arrogance. I feel like there's a lot of arrogance
Absolutely.
in rap music nowadays, which, like I said, all the time, arrogance in rap music is not really a bad thing, because if you feel like you that dude, you feel like you that dude. Literally, in one of my songs, I literally at the end of my song, I said I'm the best rapper in Buffalo. I do stick by that claim. I feel like I am. When it comes to like underground artists, I definitely feel like I be doing my thing. I feel like lyrically, I'm just superior, and that's just me saying that confidently. I'm confident about that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be like, oh, the
Yeah, yeah, I
top
feel you.
dog, and oh, I'll run this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I feel like that's where a lot of the downfall comes too, because like this whole little thing going on with NBA YoungBoy and Lil Durk, it sucks because, bro, y'all both doing like these big huge numbers, and y'all could how many freaking records they would sell if they made a song together. It's crazy, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Everybody just wants to have the spotlight, and that's not a good thing, man. That's not a good thing. People want to battle and do this and do that. It just sucks, man, because we could work together instead of just being
I mean, but rap is a competitive sport.
like, yeah,
Just to
it's
be just
competitive.
be the devil's advocate, like rap is very competitive.
Yeah, but I want to say, okay, I'm gonna take it back to 2018. One of my favorite rappers, aka artist, Joyner Lucas, and he had a rap battle with Tory Lanez. It was friendly competition. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't
Right.
be on no,
Right. Right.
oh,
Right.
I'm trying to like crazy diss tracks. Now with MGK and Eminem, that's completely different. If somebody disrespect me, I'm sorry. If you disrespect me in one of your rap songs and you diss me, I gotta diss you back, because you ain't just gonna disrespect me. That's completely different. But if people just dissing or diss, and they just, oh, this rapper sucks and this rapper sucks and this and that, like kind of like what Hobson used to do. Hobson used to drop these songs in order to like add boost the flames to the fire, like to get recognition in a game. He used to just like diss rappers for no reason. Um, I mean, I guess that's like a good way to get your name out there, but at the same time, it's just like the technique is kind of, I don't know, man. It's just not good to do. But I don't know, man. I just feel like rap it's taking a decline, bro. It's taking a huge decline, and I just hate to see it, because it's something that's always been special to me. So I just feel like rap it's declining, which is why I'm trying to not only do rap in my music, but do many other things as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. Hopefully, one day we can mesh together and just.
yeah.
I really like camaraderie and just oneness, and everybody can just work together.
Well, I mean, I truly agree with that as well, bro. But as of right now, like J. Cole said, I got to do the same thing. I got to revive it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow up, and y'all gonna see. All right, man.
Yo, when you sent me these topics, this second one, I was like, let's see how this goes.
Let's see how this plays out, bro. It's gonna be a lot of mixed emotions about this one. I feel like, especially with the audience that we got. But
yeah, absolutely, because it's a lot of older people that listen. So
yeah.
Okay. So in the year 2022, the year of our Lord 2022, is college necessary?
Is college necessary?
Is it because back in the day it was like graduate high school, go to college, get a good job, live your life, American dream, whatever. So let me ask you, do you think that in the world we live in today that college is a must?
No, I don't. And I'm gonna just say that because I think there's a lot of other outlets in order for you to be successful.
Yeah.
Back to music. A lot of the biggest artists did not go to college. And you see how you see how successful they are. Now, I'm not saying that music is just a segue for everybody, because music ain't for everybody.
Right, right.
I feel like there's a lot of things in this world nowadays, a lot of resources, a lot more outlets. We got social media now. There's a lot more things that we can do in order to be successful and get monetary gain. Now, if you want to be, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be a lawyer or a doctor,
that's what I tell people.
Like
yeah, if you want to be a doctor or something, then you got to go to college. But if you want to be if you're gonna be a business owner, you don't necessarily have to go to college. If you
It's
want to
all on
be,
YouTube. It's
that's
all on YouTube.
and that's one of the points I was gonna make. Is the fact that in the world we live in, we got the internet. So would you rather pay tens of $1,000s over the course of 4 years, or would you rather take an online boot camp for what $1,400, maybe $2,000 one time fee, and you
Ooh,
can get the same job that
yep,
somebody with a degree got?
yep,
Like
yep.
I think our cousin Vanessa is in a coding boot camp. And I think that's how those coding boot camps work. I looked into one, and that's how the one I looked into works. It's like
Mhm.
you pay a one-time fee, it's a couple $1,000s, and then boom, you can get a degree. A job working at Tesla or some tech company.
Yep. And that's the crazy thing about it nowadays, man. I feel like a lot of the older heads out here don't really understand, and they don't. That I've had my granny ask me to, oh, can you help me work this, like, a piece of technology or something like that. They
Yeah,
they don't they not on social media. They not doing this. They ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they're not seeing the things and opportunities that we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, speaking of this
right.
podcast, how many people we've already gotten, like, a couple of people reaching out to us like, oh,
Yeah, can you
I
be on my
want you, yeah, I
podcast or
want you on
can
my podcast.
yeah
Opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It's not even just with college, but it's just like with
that
everyday life.
wasn't even, and this is what I always tell people. This wasn't even here. I don't think this was here 10 years ago.
It wasn't.
You know,
I don't
the
think
job
so.
that okay, the job that let's say the job that somebody that works at Twitter has. That job didn't exist when they were born. I'm talking about if they're like older, 30, 40 years old, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like the job that you may be destined for or that God has for you, it may not even exist yet.
yeah, man. When did Facebook come out? Like 2001?
Early 2000s, I know
Early,
that,
definitely early 2000s. It's just like all of the resources and things that we have now were not here the times our parents were here and the times our grandparents were here. So, I mean, of course, they're gonna have a different mindset than us because they grew up in a
Yeah.
different time space
Yeah,
from us.
and you know what though? I wanted to touch on trades too because I think we really need to start, trade school and
Trade
technical
school. Oh
schooling
yes, bro.
because it's
Yes.
not and people because I feel like on a social level, people have always looked down on anybody who didn't go to a 4 year
Yeah.
university. So
And
if you go to
trade school is cheaper too.
right,
Keep that in mind.
if you go to a community college or if you go to trade school, people always look like you don't have a degree or you can't afford college or whatever. Okay, maybe I can't, but here's my view: a degree only works if the world works.
Yeah.
Take into account the COVID lockdown. A lot of people got fired or laid off. Why? Because there was no need for their job.
Facts.
I mean, on the other side though, if you had a trade, if you were an electrician, people still, hey, my ceiling fan went out.
Yeah.
Can you fix this?
Yeah.
Oh, my car went out. Can you? I need a mechanic. Trades work. You always gonna eat if you got a trade.
And to be honest with y'all, I'm gonna just keep it real. The people that own the businesses that went to college and have their degree don't understand that if it wasn't for the people that went to trade school that built that building up, it wouldn't even exist. Your business wouldn't exist. So trade school, I feel like it's, like you said, it's a lot of people that look down on that. And actually, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the people that major whatever they major in college don't even end up
Don't
doing
use
that
their
when
degree,
they graduate, bro.
which
So it's
I
just
think
like
is
it's
crazy.
very, very it's very stupid to me. It's stupid. I'm not saying college is stupid, but I seen you make this post on Facebook that really stuck with me. It's like, why do we have to pay for an education? I don't even think we should be paying for college, bro.
No, we definitely
It's
shouldn't.
just like, oh my gosh, man.
Elon Musk said something that was like, I think he does have a bachelor's degree or something. Maybe it wasn't Elon Musk, but some like rich billionaire at the head of a company said, I don't need a degree. I hire the degrees. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, what?
I mean, I don't know, man. I just hope that one day people just realize that um it's a lot of opportunities out here in this world without you having to go to college.
I think that college is, and specifically, I think college is forced on people of color because, we, most of the times we don't come from much,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't, we can't we can't graduate high school and say, "Oh, I'm gonna just take a few years to find myself."
Hmm.
Do you know how GoPro was founded?
Hmm.
Okay, so GoPro was founded by a guy graduated high school. He didn't know what he wanted to do with life, so like a lot of fair skinned
Yeah.
individuals, his parents. gave him some money, said, "Hey, travel the world, go find yourself." So he was
I remember you
somewhere,
telling me
yeah,
about
he's
this.
somewhere exotic surfing. He's thought, how cool would it be if I could mount a little camera on my surfboard just to get like a cool vantage point? Boom, business idea. Went back home, told his parents his idea, and I believe they gave him $200,000 to start off.
That LLC money, boy.
And here we are. Let me look how much GoPro is worth, because I'm pretty sure he's a billionaire by now. How much?
Y'all see that, man? Y'all, do y'all hear this, bro? How many people every day? I know something. I know y'all got ideas in y'all heads, bro.
GoPro is
Billionaire,
worth. His parents gave him $200,000 to start off with. GoPro right now today is worth $1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion,
No
bro.
college degree. Bro just decided he had the luxury of like his of college not necessarily being forced on him.
Which is, I think that's a beautiful thing. Now let me speak to the black folk. And I really want to just talk to the black youth for a second, not even really the parents like that. I understand it's a lot of the parents that you guys have grew up in, times of poverty, maybe times of the world being really, really segregated, and they didn't really have the opportunity to even graduate college.
Right.
So I think
I think that's a big thing
they
too. It's
look,
a lot of people is like,
yeah,
oh, I didn't go to college, but I want my kids
I
to go
want
to
my kids
college.
because they wanna. I'm not saying they want to experience it for themselves, but they at least want, their kids to have that opportunity that they didn't have. I
Right.
think that's a big thing that we got to think about too. So it's a lot of flaws when it comes to this topic, and it's a lot of things to think about. Now the whole idea of college and people having to go to college is not
I think
is
college would be a lot. The idea of college would be a lot more respect, respective,
mhm.
receptive. That's what I'm trying to say. If college wasn't, I honestly believe college is a scam. I'm in college, so yes, I'm getting scammed. But I don't
Facts. Me too.
because there's no okay. So my first semester of college, I took. I'm a business marketing major. I took a math class, an English class, a world history class, and I forget the other one. All classes I took in high school. Now people can try, oh well, you should be an expert at it. No, that doesn't make any sense. Because why are you charging me, $5,000 to teach me the same thing that I learned? I graduated in June. School starts in what, September? So I just
Mhm.
learned this a couple months ago. Why are you charging me $5,000 to learn the exact same thing? And it's not like they were like remedial classes or whatever, because I'm very good at English and world
Right.
history, not
Yeah.
so good at math, but still it's like you you should be able to get. I think that community colleges should be done with, only for the simple. I don't have anything against community college. I have things against 4-year universities, because you should be able to get uh, a bachelor's degree within 2 years, because the first 2 years of college is what, a bunch of stuff that you already know. You don't.
Gibberish. Facts.
People always say, "Well, you don't focus on your major until the last 2 years of college." Then what am I paying all this money for?
Bro, right now I'm okay. My first semester, the classes that I took were literature,
Uh huh.
ELA, communications.
Okay, that's valid.
Communications is I don't think I need to learn how to communicate to people though.
I think communications is more than that though, isn't it?
They teach you a lot of other
Like
things.
radio and media type stuff.
No, not the communication I took.
Hey, what you learning? Sign language?
Yeah, actually, yes.
You
Bro,
lying?
I swear to God, Actually, one time they literally had people from St. Mary's, the School of the Deaf, trying to teach us sign language.
See,
I
when I think
kid
of
you not.
communications, I think of like media and like media communications and things like that. But you was really learning how to communicate.
Yeah, now I learned media communications in high school. I think that was very convenient because
Yeah, absolutely.
the things that I'm doing right now with music and things like that, I have to be able to learn how to be, just a bit tech savvy.
Mhm.
Um, but yes, bro, the stuff that they were teaching us and the stuff that they're teaching us this semester. Now, the only things that I feel like are valid, I think philosophy is a really, really great class.
I love philosophy.
Philosophy is an amazing class. Shout out to my professor that teaches philosophy. I won't say his name, but yeah, it's a very very dope class. It's very complex, and the ideologies of the class is just
To the young people out there, if you ever get a chance to take a philosophy class,
take it,
take it. It
take it.
is it's the
It's gonna change your
most.
way of thinking.
It
Seriously,
absolutely.
seriously, man. And but yeah, as far as all the other classes go that I'm taking this semester, bunch of bull crap. Bunch of bull crap. I
Yeah,
don't.
college is the biggest scam ever. They put profit before people. They like during COVID. So tuition, I believe, is like actual tuition at the school I went to was about, I think, $4,000, but the total bill came out to 5,000 because there were a bunch of fees involved.
Yeah.
It was athletic fees, transportation fees, da 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 da. Now, here's the thing. I started college in 2020, fall
Mhm.
2020. So COVID was still here. So my college didn't have any athletics going on. They canceled it for that semester. And I drove to school. So why do I have to be responsible for athletic fees and transportation fees?
My gosh, bro. That's what I'm talking about. It's just like the things that they charge you for. And okay, so this semester I was talking to my professor, and he was telling me, "Oh, just know that if you drop any classes, there's gonna be a fee. You're gonna have to pay. They're gonna make you pay like a $5,000
For the drop a
fee to
class?
drop classes, bro." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Like
but that's after a
what?"
certain amount of time though,
I
right? It's
mean,
after.
I don't even know, man.
I
I didn't
mean,
even really
five
ask him
grand is a
about it.
lot, though. I don't know. That don't
Either way,
sound right.
right? Either way it go, it's just like, why are y'all charging that much
Because
for?
I dropped the class last semester because it was. I don't know why. I should have just stuck through it, but it was a how to work Microsoft Office. So how to do Word, how to do PowerPoint, how to do, I was like,
Oh,
I've learned this all through high school. All the papers
oh
I typed
no,
and all the
man.
slideshows I had to do. So
I don't blame you.
I was like, this is a waste of my time. I dropped the class.
I would drop that too. Honestly, man. Oh my gosh, I really, really hated having to like type papers and make PowerPoints, bro.
I
It was
did
the
too.
most annoying thing ever. Sometimes it was fun, but majority of the time it was just stupid. But yeah, man, that just goes to show like some of the stuff in college is valid. Like sometimes college is valid, but in my opinion, majority of the time it's really
Did you
not.
know that the four newest black billionaires don't have a college degree?
Isn't Kanye one of them?
Yes, Kanye, Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, and Rihanna. No degree.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there, man. The
And
most successful people in the world, I think majority of them
not
did not
only
go to
that,
college.
Apple products, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, WhatsApp were all created by college dropouts. What we use to basically live our life today,
Yeah,
our products and software we use were created by dropouts.
college dropouts. Shout out to my boy Kanye,
Yes, sir.
one of the best albums. But
Oh, this is on my mind, I want to say shout out to Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown, or Ketanji Jackson. Jesus, I don't know why I said Brown. Ketanji Jackson on becoming the first black woman on the United States Supreme Court. Shout out to her.
yes, sir.
We appreciate the accomplishments. Keep doing your thing, Queen.
Yes, sir, man. That's that black love right there, But
You know what I think though? I think overall the education system, not even just college, overall the education system needs to be revamped.
I kind of feel the same way
I
about
think
that.
that the education system that we have in place is it's counterproductive to life. Yeah, I think that because especially with I don't know if New York is the only state that does this, but with Common Core,
Mhm.
it's like it teaches you the difficult way to do things. I remember when I was in school, I forgot what grade I was in and what we were learning, but the teacher asked us to, show your work. What's 3 plus 3 plus 3? So everybody else did 3 plus 3, but I'm like, at the time, I think one of my cousins on the side was teaching me multiplication or something. So I was
Mhm.
like, that's 3 times 3. Okay, it's 9. So everybody does. She walks, you know how they walk up the house, see everybody. Like, then she comes to me and was like, that's wrong. I said, answer's not 9. She said, well, it is, but how you did it is wrong. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, that's not what I told you to do. But I was like, at the end of the day, I got the same answer everybody else, and I got the right
Mhm.
answer. So it's like I feel like school teaches you that there's only one way to do things. And that's not the way life works. There's a million different ways to what's the phrase? To skin a cat or something? I don't know. I hope I didn't just say something crazy, but yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to like school like crams you full of information and expects you to like throw it up on a test.
Right. And that's one of the, like you was just saying, that I was just about to piggyback off of that. That's actually a big part in life as well. Now, I'm not saying if somebody is a billionaire, they didn't work to get where you at, where they're
Right.
at. That doesn't mean that you go rob a bank and become a billionaire.
And by the way, we know it's plenty of successful people that did go to college. We're not saying don't go to college in order to be successful. We're
Right.
saying that's not the only way to, be successful
Right.
today.
Now, like I said, I'm not telling y'all to, to, in order to become a billionaire, go rob a bank, because that's, you can be a billionaire too. Like that's the same way. Like you just said, it's multiple ways to get an answer, but
Yeah.
sometimes, just don't do certain things like
Right.
robbing a bank. But yeah, I definitely feel you on that, because okay, I got a story as well. There's one time I was in ELA, and I can't remember. I would think we were like reading a book, and they were asking, how sometimes they make you like do corrections to a sentence if like somebody is misspelled, like, oh, Johnny went to the store and he 17 apples got, or like, like if you flip that the other way. I think this one girl, she worded it the correct way, but I worded it in a different way, but the way I worded it was still correct. And she came around, she was like, Norman, sorry, but that's not correct. And then I was just like, why? She was like, because I wanted it in a specific way, even though, like the way that you speak it, is still correct, but that's not the way I wanted it. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? What do you mean?
School, believe the first school in the United States was made in 1635. I think that's it. I think it was somewhere in Boston, and it was modeled. The way the school system is designed, it's designed to push out workers and to design great workers.
Yep.
And it's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5, but it's a lot of people who have bigger aspirations than that, and you can't. I mean, think about it. School's the same thing as work.
Yeah.
You go to a place for 7 hours. Work is 8, but okay. You go to a place for 7 hours. You have a boss that you there's a hierarchy that you have to show respect to and answer to, be it, teacher, principal, school superintendent, whatever. And it's just, that's not the way that the world operated, and the way that this country operated in 1635 is not the way it operates in 2022. And the fact that we haven't there's been no thought to revamping the school system in however many years, it's outrageous. I think, people a lot of times, I think people become content with life.
Yeah.
And it's all a matter of comfort zone, and it's, oh well, it worked for me, so it worked for our generation, well, so it must work. No, it don't.
Yeah. Now I want to say something else. Speaking of school in general, I'm gonna say something. If y'all agree with it, y'all agree with it. If y'all don't, y'all don't. I feel like after 5th grade, we should not be learning about math, science, ELA, technology. I feel like
I love that. Love that.
I feel like we should learn more complex classes like mental health and a financial class, or things like that, man. It's just like life things that you need in life that you learn in high school and school like that, you don't use it after that. Like
I would say 3rd grade, because
unless you want to be a teacher.
I know the school I went to, by 3rd grade. 3rd grade is when I learned multiplication and division. So by then I knew how to add, subtract, multiply, divide, read, write, everything.
But all of that freaking
And I feel like, so speaking for New York State, in 3rd grade, that's when we start taking the New York State test.
Right.
I feel like we should get rid of that. I think that after 3rd grade, the child knows everything that they need to know for life.
Yeah.
And I think that we should have some type of assessment to see what track they're on. If this kid likes to spend his free time building blocks or whatever, you know what? Maybe he's going to be an architect or an engineer. So let's try and let's see what that's about. Or maybe there's a girl that really likes math and numbers. Okay, she might work for NASA.
Yeah.
Maybe this kid like to stick forks and lights and outlets. He might be an electrician. I think that it's like you said, after
don't do that, by the way, kids.
If anybody listening is doing that, You're not old enough to be listening. Turn this off.
Honestly.
Nah, but I feel like, yeah, like you said, after a certain grade, uh, the stuff we learn. When's the last time you had to find a quadratic formula?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't answer that.
Right.
Can't answer that. I've never in my life had to find that unless I was in
Unless
school.
you were in school.
Right.
I've never been in a situation where Johnny bought 17 pineapples and I had to
Bro,
figure out. I'm like, man.
bro. And I don't know, man. I just think that it's a lot of things as far as school in general goes that we need to fix, whether it's grade school, middle school, college, high school, um, pre-K, any of that. Well, as a matter of fact, nah, pre-K, I think that's valid. Learning
Yeah.
because that's when your brain is starting to develop. But at a certain point, we just need to change it.
Do you know one of the most asked questions in classrooms?
Mhm.
Is this going to be on the test? Because
And
that's what school is about. I know the parents might not think about it, but school is no longer about learning. It's about memorizing. It's a teacher presenting us with something, not even really teaching it, presenting us with something. We memorize it, take a test on it
yeah,
2 weeks later, and then after that we forget until it's finals time. And we got
yeah,
to cram a bunch of stuff back in.
into our memories, and that's not the right. I think that's one of the biggest problems as well too, because a lot of people can't learn that way.
Yeah.
Can't learn. Majority of people can't learn that way. A matter of fact, I think one of my professors, they told me in your 24 hours in a day, I think you only remember like 20% of the stuff
Right.
that's either you said or that somebody else said to you.
There's I'll say an artist. I don't know if he's specifically a rapper, but he was saying how school is basically it's it's teaching you how to be bulimic. It crams you full of
Yeah,
stuff, and then you're supposed to throw it up on a test, and that's not what education should be.
that's not.
He was saying how the Latin word for education is educe, which means bring out. And schools don't bring out anything as students anymore. Everything is about I'm shoving this into you.
Yeah. Pause.
Yo, shut up. Nah, but it's like, okay, when we were kids, young kids, and our parents would ask us, "What'd you learn in school today?" It'd be like, "I don't know." It's not that that they were just trying to not answer the
Yeah, and
questions. Like, we
lollygagging.
already forgot.
Yeah.
It wasn't because it wasn't taught to us.
If you get to class at 9 a.m. and you get out of class at 3, are you really gonna remember what you learned in that 9 a.m.
Yeah.
class, bro? I don't think so. You probably only gonna remember a couple of things, which is, man, it's just.
I read a book on psychology like 2 years ago, and it says something about environmental memory, and it brought me to that moment, like when parents ask their kids, "What'd you learn in school today?" and they're like, "I don't know." It's
Yeah.
like once they leave school, they don't know, but once you come back to school, all that stuff kind of floods your memory, and it'll come back to you in bits and pieces if it's asked about.
Yeah, and then I also feel like this. Let me make a comparison. If I still remember, I haven't watched Kill Bill in years. I still remember the main points of that. Now, I feel like if you enjoy something, I feel like teachers need to take that into consideration as well. Some kids might not enjoy what they're talking about. Some kids want to learn what they're learning in a more what am I trying to say? In a more enjoyable way. You know
People
what I'm
learn.
saying?
I think what the school system doesn't understand is that there are a million different ways to learn, and kids learn every single one of those ways, while the school system only teaches one way to learn.
Yeah. And like I said, if I'm watching a movie, like I just got done watching all the Harry Potter movies. I love Harry Potter. Um I I literally learned, I remember everything that happened from the first movie to the last, and there's 8 movies.
Right.
That's all 2.5 hours long, literally. And I still remember, you know what I'm saying? If you enjoy something more, you're gonna remember it more. If you're in school and they're teaching you and they're just lecturing and you're not enjoying it, it's more likely that you're not gonna remember that because you're not enjoying it. Y'all gotta take that into consideration as well, man. When it comes to teaching and when it comes to, somebody being a student learning from a teacher, you gotta realize that your kids, like, let's say, let's put it like this. If you're in 4th grade and you're learning about division and your teacher is talking and writing stuff on a board, and like the kids are just like, you got some kids falling asleep, you got some kids putting their head down on a
Right.
desk, and they're not enjoying it, and then the day of the test comes up and they all get 60s and lower, you didn't do something right. You did not do something right. You're that teacher. You didn't do something right. All your kids is failing. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do something right, bro.
Yeah, it's one thing if one kid failing, but if the whole
Yeah, but
class
if
is
the whole
slacking,
class is failing, there's something that just needs to change.
and then a lot of times what I don't like is parents trying to take the teacher's side. You go home and say the teacher did this, this, or that, and then they're
Yeah,
like,
bro, y'all gotta realize that we are the
they're
students.
like, well, then what did you do? Okay, remember, I don't want to say the organization name, but that summer program we went to that summer, well, our parents, the whole family went to Miami, and we were stuck basically in summer school.
I remember that. I remember that.
Remember, it was a part of that program where if you didn't do the homework, or it was a disciplinary measure. If you did something they didn't like, you were locked in the middle of July. It's 80, 90 degrees.
Oh my God, they called it the hot
You were
box,
locked
right?
in a room called the hot box.
Because you forgot to do your homework.
One time, I did the homework, but instead I got confused somehow, and we were supposed to go read through a text and then write the definition of a word that was given in the text. But I went to the back of the book to the glossary and got the words out.
Yeah.
So the teacher came around and was like, "Oh, this isn't, where'd you get these definitions?" I was like, "The back of the book." He's like, "Oh, that's not what you were supposed to do. So technically you didn't do the homework. You're going to the hot box." Locked in a room that they knew was, I don't understand
80,
how that
90
wasn't
degrees.
abuse.
That's child abuse.
And then we tell our parents. I definitely told my parents that, and
Multiple
I forgot
times.
how they justified it. But then remember, it was a couple months ago. We told your mom about it, and what she say? I don't remember y'all telling me about no hot box. That's not right. That, like,
facts.
we definitely told you.
We told y'all for. And how many years was I in that program? I think I was in that program for more than 3 years.
You was in there
at
for
least.
a minute. Madison was in there for a minute. I did one summer, and I said, I'm not going back.
That's bro, and it's sad because are y'all really trying to discipline kids with pain? I don't want to say pain because
because
like
that
torture.
was effed up. Like,
Yeah.
if the kid would have passed
Yeah.
out, or God forbid, worst case scenario, he died or something, they would have been in big trouble.
Big trouble. Big trouble.
Locking kids in a room that's almost 100 degrees just because
they didn't have no right doing that at all, man. And it's terrible. I used to be in there sweating my A off.
For real.
Seriously. So when you teach a kid that, not only is that intimidating them to do the work, but they're not going to learn that the right way because of, I feel like, let me put it like this. If my kid sneaks out and I whoop them because they snuck out rather than talking to them about it and telling them, oh, you're not supposed to do this. Do you really think that they're not going to sneak out anymore because they don't want to get a whooping. But what's the better way of doing that? You know what I'm saying? You can't.
You know what I think a lot about, especially like black parents, is that they rule by fear, for lack of a better word. And it's like, if you're it's one thing to be respected, but if you're being respected out of fear, then that's not.
You just said that last episode, I think.
Probably, because what happens when that child gets older and they don't fear you anymore? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now they don't respect you, and now you got a whole other problem on your hands. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I just think that parents, listen to your kids. It's
yeah, man.
I don't want to go. Man. We might say that one for next week.
One thing that I always tell myself is that when it comes to me having kids, I'm never gonna repeat that cycle.
I think a lot of parents are so hell bent on, I'm not one of your little friends, that they kind of. I mean, I'm not saying you got to be best buds with your child, but let them know that you're there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because you can't say I'm not one of your little friends. Like I said, you can't constantly broadcast an idea. Now you got to pick whoever up from. Pick kid up from jail or whatever, bail them out. It's like, why didn't you talk to me? Because you made it clear that you weren't someone I can talk to, and I didn't feel comfortable coming to you as my parent.
Yeah, man. I just man, it's crazy how we start the topic with one thing and we led all the way up to this.
The all over podcast. We all over the place with it,
bro. But yeah, I definitely, you know what I'm saying? I definitely agree with that, bro. I just feel like the way teaching is, the way teachers are, the way that we learn nowadays just has to change. And I really think that I'm gonna say something, and I don't care if I get dragged for this. The Buffalo public school system, man, y'all need to change. I heard something crazy. Um, the people down south gets like way better grades than we do up here.
Yeah, I live down
It's
south, and when
crazy.
I moved down south, my grades improved
It's
tremendously.
crazy. I don't know what's going on with our school system and whatever we got going on, but whatever it is that we got going on, Mr. Kreiner Cash, it
Nah,
needs to
he not here no
change.
more. That's one of the problems. They can't never get a superintendent to stick around. He just got fired like
Wow.
two
I
weeks ago.
literally didn't even know that. But whoever is in office right now, man, it's crazy. I just seen a student at the old school I used to go to. I'm not gonna say the name of the school, but bro, the students and the teacher was fighting physically. Look, one of the teachers got put in the hospital.
That's not funny.
One of the teachers passed out.
Oh snap!
It's crazy. Like, what is going on? What is going on? Buffalo public schools, man, y'all got to get it together, bro. Every school around America, get it together, man. The way this system is crazy, bro. It got to change. It got to change, bro. We can't stick around and go for this anymore. So, but that was
Well,
yeah,
what we
man.
got? We got like 10 minutes left.
With this last topic, I think this is gonna be one of those more controversial
Ended
topics.
now we're gonna end it on the light note. Yes, you know what I'm saying. It's I think it's not. It's just
We gonna be chill.
Can money bring happiness?
Does money
My
make you
vote.
happy?
My vote is yes. And a lot of people can say, "Oh, that's materialistic. That's that." No, it's not. Because if all your problems are if money is the root of all your problems, if somebody give you $1 million, if you a single mother and you lost your husband, you got 3 kids to feed,
Yeah.
bills is due, you gonna be stressed out. You might be depressed, you might be on the verge of suicide. But if somebody bring you $1 million, I bet you're gonna be happy, and that's gonna change your mood around, and that internal happiness is gonna. I think money can bring happiness.
Let me ask y'all something, man. And shout out to my mother. I wanna use her as an example. My mom worked for years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had a car at one point. I want to say like maybe 3 years back. Ended up not being able to use it anymore. My mom worked for years, and just recently, back in November, she bought her first car. I think it was like 30,000 or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you're waking up every morning at like 6 in the morning, you're running to the bus stop, hoping that you don't miss it.
Right.
Trying to get places, relying on somebody else ultimately.
Yeah.
And then, finally you buy a car. Are you not going to be happy? Are you not going to be happy? That money that you spent on that car, you're going to be happy, bro. You've been working your tail off for months, for years, trying to buy a car, trying to buy this house. And you know what I'm saying? It's just I think there's a plus side to it, and I also think that there's a downside to it with money bringing you happiness. Now, in some cases, yeah, money will make, because some of the richest people in the world do have mental health problems. I will put that in mind, but let's put it in the case of somebody that's poor. We have this lady named Claire around Buffalo, and Claire is, she's poor. We see her around Buffalo now. If this lady, like I said, if she gets $100,000 in her hand, bro, she gonna be one happy lady.
If Claire get $100,000 in here, we know what she gonna do with it. Let's be honest.
Claire, we ain't gonna say nothing about that, but she gonna be happy, man. That's all I gotta say. She gonna be one happy lady. So I really just think that like I said, there's a plus side and there's a downside to it with money bringing you happiness, and just like I said, I think at times money can, of course, bring you happiness, but at other times it can also bring pain. Like people say, money is the root of all evil, but
no. People that's wrong. The love of money is the root of all evil.
That's a fact. That's
what people be slipping on it.
I just think that the way that people think about it, I think that's what it really all boils down to, man. Like I said, money is not a bad thing. Money does make the world go round. You know what I'm saying?
Dollar bills, y'all.
But yeah, man, I just think that it's a very, very complex conversation, but at the end of the day, I'm more on the side of money. Money does make you happy, you know. That's really just my idea of it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man, it's just whatever. It's whatever y'all think about and however y'all want to put it as. But as far as all of these topics, man, I think that they all kind of root around the same thing: money, money, money. Because with music, we was talking about money. With school and college, we were talking about money and money.
Yeah, that low key was the epicenter of today's topics. Was
Yeah,
money, now that I
yeah,
think
man.
about it.
So I don't know, man. It's just however y'all want to think about it, dog. In some cases, money brings you happiness, and in some cases, money brings you pain.
Absolutely. I like how you
But
put that.
at the end of the day, money is money, and money make the world go round. I think that would be a dope a title name for this
Money
episode.
make the world go round.
Yeah, but yeah, man. With all of that being said, though,
Yeah, we do. We really do want to thank y'all. We've been going at this for I think we had a month now. Oh, yeah, this is the 4th episode. So yeah, I mean we've been doing this thing for a month. And y'all been listening, y'all been supporting, y'all been giving feedback. I think my audio went out. No, we really do. We just want to thank y'all for sticking around, showing support. We know sometimes it be hard, but we love y'all. We're trying to know that y'all are the closest things to our heart. We appreciate all the love we get, and we will see y'all
in the
next
next
week.
episode,
Peace.
we love y'all. Peace.
Young Nab, baby.